It's on November 19th, 2021, beautiful city of Kula in Maui, Hawaii. What is it?
Maui.
Maui.
Yeah, not Maui.
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 Maui. My name is Jong Han. I'm the president of Korean War Legacy Foundation. And in our website, there are more than 1,500 of interviews of Korean War veterans, not only from the United States, but also other 21 countries that participate in the Korean War. We are doing this to preserve your memory, first of all, because it's been a long time ago already. But also, we want to honor your service and also educate our future generations about the war that you fought for the Korean people 70 years ago. This is a very special occasion to commemorate the 70th anniversary of the breakout of the Korean War, supported by the Ministry of Patriots and Veterans Affairs, MPVA of Republic of Korea. It's my great honor and pleasure to meet you, and especially your house is located on the top of the mountain. It has a beautiful view, and thank you for receiving us. So please introduce yourself. What is your name, sir?
My name is Robert Gerald Fevella, better known as Sam.
Sam, and what is the ethnic origin of the last name, Fevella?
Fevella is Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
My family came here in the 1800s from Portugal.
Portugal. And what is your birthday, sir?
112233.
112233. So, November 22nd of 1933. Wow, you like pairing, right? 112233. So you are one of the youngest Korean War veterans. How old are you?
I'll be 88 on Monday.
Monday. So you are still 87. Okay. And where were you born?
I was born in the town of Paia.
Can you spell it?
P-A-I-A, Maui.
P-A-I-A.
Maui.
Maui.
That was a hospital for the plantation workers that worked in the sugar fields and the pineapple fields.
Ah.
They had a hospital to take care of them.
Yeah. It's a beautiful country. So you born right here.
Right here.
Uh-huh. And tell me about when your family, when you were growing up. What did your father do, mother, and your siblings when you were growing up?
I grew up in a little town down a hill from here called Haile Maile. And it was a pineapple plantation. And my dad started to work for the plantation in 1931. And he worked himself up to be a superintendent. And we lived in Haile Maile. And the plantation furnished all the homes for the workers.
Oh.
And, they had free water, free doctor, hospital, free anything that you needed. Even the cooking oil for the kerosene stoves, the plantation provided.
That's very nice.
Yeah. It was a very good, as far as plantations went. Maui Pine was great.
And so, what school did you go through here?
In 1938, I went to Holy Rosary School.
Holy Rosary.
Holy Rosary. That was a Catholic school that first opened in, I think, 1938 in the town of Bahia, where the hospital was.
Yeah. And that's when you graduate that school?
No.
When did you graduate?
I graduate, 48, I think it was. because I graduated high school in 51,
Oh,
but was St. Anthony. I had to go to Wailuku to go to school.
so you graduated the high school St. Anthony in 1951.
1951.
Okay, so this is very important question I want to ask you. Did you learn anything about Korea from your school?
At that time, no,
Not at all.
not at all.
How
What
about
I mean, we had world history and geography
Yeah.
and whatnot, but we knew where the countries were.
Uh-huh.
They taught us that. But as far as individual countries, Korea, Japan, well, we knew Japan because we had a lot of Japanese immigrants. And,
But
Filipinos that came here, Chinese.
But not many Korean people here?
No, we had a few working in the plantation too. Mm-hmm. Chun.
Chun?
The last name.
Ah, okay.
Chun.
But you didn't know where Korea was in the map, right?
In the map, no, not really.
And you didn't learn anything about the history of Korea from the school?
No.
No. So after you graduated high school, where did you go?
I went to Maui Technical School.
Maui Technical.
Yeah. For 2 years.
Yeah.
Graduated Maui Tech in 1953.
All right. But you already knew that there was a Korean War broke out, right?
In 1953, yeah. While I was in St. Anthony,
Yeah.
I already was in the National Guard for my. I was in the National Guard for 2 years while I was in high school.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Maui Tech, I was still in a guard for another year. For 3 years, I was in the National Guard. So being in a guard, you wasn't subject to draft.
Ah, was not subject to
Yeah.
draft. But you knew that there was a Korean War broke out, right?
Oh, yeah. In 1950.
And did you think that you going to be part of the Korean War?
Not really, because I was in a guard, and if, they pulled a unit, then everybody would go.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like they were going to do that. But who knows,
So what happened to you after you graduated from the technical school? What did you learn from there?
Believe it or not, I was a machinist. So being a machinist, I tell you, I never did work on a machine since I left school. And there was so much math. It was just like a college courses. Math and mechanical drawing and even English.
So after graduation, what did you do?
After graduation, which was in 53,
Yeah.
there was really no jobs on Maui. Things were very, very slow. And unless you wanted to work in the fields, and I could work at where my dad worked, Maui Pine, but that was in the field. And maybe you're lucky if you could be a truck driver. That was a terrific job those days, being a truck driver. But I say, oh no. Because from a kid, 13 years old, we worked in the fields every summer. 3 months of summer, we work in the fields. And that is education. It's very, very hard work picking pineapple. You carry that on your back prior to them having these conveyor machines. But everything was on your back, and you walk out to the road. he's very hard work. And I said, I'm not going to do that.
No more.
No way. So I decided that I tried the fire department, the police department. There was nothing on my way. So I went to Oahu, and I decided to join the Coast Guard.
I see.
This friend of mine, he and I went down and signed up for the Coast Guard. And at that time, they told us, well, we don't have any openings for seamen. We have only stewards. And I say, no way, I'm not going to be no steward. I came back home, went back in a pineapple field, and then a couple months later, they called me. And then I went to Oahu, then to the mainland, Alameda, California, for boot camp.
Uh-huh.
And then I was assigned back to Honolulu. And I was placed on a 255-foot, what they call a weather patrol gunboat. And that ship was a ship that would go out on patrol.
So you joined the Coast Guard or Navy?
Coast Guard.
Okay.
But, you know, really, whatever we learned is the same as the Navy.
Yeah.
We went to all the firefighting in the Navy, Treasure Island in San Francisco, and all the schools was Navy schools.
Got it. So
Because we had to learn the whatever armaments there was on the ship, you know, from small arms to depth charges to rocket launchers to 40 millimeter guns, 5-inch 38 gun. You had to learn all how to handle ammunition and all that. So I was placed on that ship. The first ship I was on was the Iroquois.
Iroquois, yeah.
And we sailed from Honolulu to Midway Island. And Midway Island, we topped off the fuel, and supposedly we're supposed to go on patrol from Midway Island. But going into the harbor, this is my first trip now on this ship.
Yeah.
We were going into the harbor, and what they called it, the pilot boat came out. The pilot got aboard. He gave 2 left commands instead of 2 rights. So the steersman turned what the
Left.
that he said, and we ended up on a reef.
Oh, really?
Promise, right. You know, there's a lot of rivalry between Coast Guard, Marines, and the Navy. And they always tell us, they used to call us shallow water sailors. And, you know, I can tell them that I seen some blue water that a lot of Navy people don't even see. But anyway, the ship was stuck on the reef. And we were there about 5 days before they could send 2 rescue retrievers from Pearl Harbor. They pulled us off the reef.
Oh, my.
We had some holes on the hull. Had to shore up so the thing wouldn't take on any more water. They took us into Midway, sent divers underneath, and they say that, well, the keel was like a snake. And that keel is about maybe over 3 feet in diameter. And the force of that water just bent that steel like nothing. Anyway, the engine room couldn't work, and they had to tow us back to Pearl Harbor. And they brought another ship, the Chautauqua, that was supposed to be decommissioned from Panama. They brought it into Pearl, and we took whatever was good on the Iroquois, put it on the Chautauqua, and turned around, went back on patrol again.
Again?
Yeah. Now, this patrol that we did was called Ocean Station Victor. And this patrol was for search and rescue, communication, and weather. And we're about a couple thousand miles from Japan. And we're in the middle of the ocean, in a 10-mile window, and we stayed there for 21 days.
Why?
That's the station. And we stayed there 21 days, and then it takes us about 7 days to go into Japan. We'd go into Yokosuka, and then we turn around after 14 days, come back on the station again for 21 days, and then come back to Honolulu, stay 3 months, turn around, go back, do the same thing. And then, we could see the convoys going to Korea, and but we were out there in the middle of the ocean.
Right. When was it? That was 1954?
54.
Any special mission that you did for the people who were going to Korea, or any specific mission?
No.
Nothing.
Just we were there with what we were doing.
Yeah.
The weather, the communication, and they knew that we were there for a rescue.
Search and rescue, right? But
Yeah.
did you do any rescue mission?
No.
No. But you collect the information and data about the weather, and then you transmit it to Japan? Or where did you transmit it?
I don't know. Because I'm just a first class. I'm not a first class, but at that time I was a third class gunner's mate. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
So you are a third-class gunner.
At that particular time.
Yeah, and how many people were in the ship, Iroquois?
The Iroquois, what we had?
No, the ship that you went to Japan and Yokosuka and then back to the station. What was the name of ship?
Chautauqua.
Chautauqua. Can you spell it?
Chautauqua.
T-A-U.
C-H.
Yeah. A-U. C-H-A-U-T.
A-Q-U-A.
Q-U-A.
Indian name, Chautauqua.
Chautauqua. And how many people were there?
150.
150. Well, they're pretty good size.
Yeah, it's 255 footer.
Yeah.
It's the size of a destroyer. And then, we had you got to maintain all the guns and ammunition, and, we do training, with the Navy, and
Yeah.
refueling and gun retraining.
So when was it that you joined and actually were in Iroquois? Was it 1954 or 53? 54, right?
1950, yeah,
1950.
early 54.
So you started your career as a Korean War veteran in the early 1954, and then you were in
But I went into the Coast Guard in October.
October 53.
53.
Yep. Right. And tell me about the life inside of the Chautauqua. Chautauqua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, life was kind of boring because you got 150 people, and basically you're on 4 hours on duty and 4 on, 4 off. So every 4 hours you come on duty.
And then when
I'm sorry. 4 hours on, 8 hours off. 4 hours on, yeah, because otherwise you'd be working most of your life.
That's pretty good deal, right?
4 hours.
Working for 4 hours and then you have
8
8
hours
hours off.
Yeah, but see, if you do, like if you go and watch at 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock
In the morning.
in the morning, yeah, then lunchtime you go and do it again.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you go off 4 o'clock. You know, 4 on, 8 off, 4 on, 8 off. And around the clock, 21 days.
Yeah.
So, and you know, when you first get on a ship, of course you're a seaman, and they give you the worst jobs on a ship. Like you got to stand. Your duty would be lookout, so you're up on the bridge.
Yep.
With binoculars, with a heavy winter jacket, looking for ships. And we had radar and sonar and everything else, but they still, you get 2 lookouts
Yep.
on the top with binoculars.
Did you find any ship approaching you or any enemy activities? No, nothing, right?
No.
So were there any dangerous moment that you might been killed with the other crew?
I wouldn't say we could be. Well, you know, anything could happen. As far as hitting a mine or hitting, you know, something hitting you or we hitting something.
But not really kind of dangerous moment.
No.
Okay, good. So you are still Korean War veteran because that was the era, right?
That was the era that
Yeah.
they considered us Korean War veterans.
And you told me that you didn't know nothing about Korea when you were in high school and you were in, Coast Guard, not really much.
Nothing. But
But what?
when the Korean War started,
Uh-huh.
like I say, I was in high school,
Yeah.
1950, and we started to, hear the names Busan and all the Korean names. We started to know more about Korea at that age.
Excellent. So what do you know now about Korea? Do you know about Korean economy, Korean society? What's going on there?
I was fortunate to be able to revisit.
Really?
Yes.
When was it?
2014. And I was amazed at the Korean, the economy. You know, they talked about bridges over the Han River.
Yeah.
And I think there was one bridge, and now I don't know if I recall correctly. I think 14 or something. I don't know how many.
More than 20.
More than 20 now.
Yeah.
You know, I never knew that they had built up so much because, you know, the pictures that we seen, everything was destroyed.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, what I really think about Korea, you know, the United States and a lot of other countries fought in a lot of lands and a lot of different countries. But the Korean people never did forget the Americans. And I was amazed at what they did for us.
What did you see when you went Seoul in 2014? What did you see in Seoul, and you went everywhere, right? What did you see? Give me the detail, because children doesn't know Korea in 1950 and 2014. What's the difference? You need to tell the students about it.
Well, like I say, in the beginning, in 1950, it was in ruins. And you know, you seen the pictures on TV and still pictures and whatnot. And when I went back there, and of course, stories from the veterans themselves telling us of, you know, the mess that that place was in. And then you go there now, today, and it's just a bustling economy. Unreal.
A little better than Maui.
Oh, the economy? See, what I like about Korea, and the Koreans manufacture a lot of things, and they buy their own products. I think all the time, the days that we were there, I probably seen about 5 Chevrolet cars.
Oh,
Everything was a Kia.
yeah.
See, they buy their cars. Everything.
So you're saying that Korean people buy their own Korean products?
Products before they'll go outside and buy from somebody else.
So you like that?
I like that because, you know, the money is there. That's good for the country.
Right.
You cannot depend on other people to do things for you. So,
That's a very good point.
yeah,
Yeah.
for real. I tell you, I never seen so much little scooters and bicycle, what they call them, but man, even with a ladder on the thing going, you know, very interesting. And we got to go up to the what's the name of that place? Panmunjom?
Panmunjom.
Yeah, went up to where negotiations were taking
Yes,
place. Yeah,
yes.
we got to go in the buildings, and just amazed at the way the thing is till today. These, I don't know if they raise these special Korean people, but they're big and they're, you know, standing by the windows looking at each other.
They are chosen for their heights.
Good, yeah.
But you are taller than them.
Hey, some of them were pretty tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was very interesting. You know, until today, that still goes on.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Are you proud that you served as a Korean War veteran during 1954?
I am. And if, you know, if I was called to do anything, I would have to go, and I do the best I can.
Excellent point. Yes.
But a very interesting country, once you know, and then you know the people. Until today, we cannot, you know, how much they give us in masks, you know. Ever since this pandemic, I've never had to buy a mask.
Tell me about it. What happened?
Well, these different Korean organizations just send these masks. They send us sanitizers. Oh, we got all kind of stuff.
That's
And it's when you know it's not in one box for everybody. It's one box to each person. And you know, good sized boxes of all kind of goodies.
So you think that that's impressive?
It is impressive because what did we get from our country?
Right.
The American government never gave us anything. Not one mask.
Not one mask.
Not for free.
So better than Uncle Sam.
Better.
Better. Good.
Better.
Good.
But it's what I say about not forgetting. You know, a lot of these countries, you know, hey, go home, America, go home. Sure, we have a lot of faults, but we did a lot of good too.
Oh yeah, of course. So.
And it's nice to see a country that show their thankfulness to the service people that served in the country.
That's for sure, because Koreans were given the opportunity to rebuild their nation due to your honorable service, right?
Right.
So in their opinion, it is so natural to thank you back, you know, but
you know what is amazing too? It is the young children today, the young people, you know, people in their 20s and 30s, they still continue the tradition of honoring the veterans. Well, we're going down one by one, but especially in our group.
everybody is termed.
Oh boy.
Right. So what would you say to the Korean people in the context of 70th anniversary of the breakout of the Korean War? What would you say to them as your friends? What would you say?
I would say to continue what you're doing and do it better. You cannot go wrong. Because, you know, life is short. And you got to do what you got to do. And do the best you can.
And in your T-shirts, you have a Korean peninsula there divided by 38 parallel there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you get that shirt?
This was a shirt that, this one here,
Yeah. The reunion?
I don't know what year this was. Oh, 2020.
2020, yes.
Yeah. We made these shirts for a reunion in Las Vegas.
For the Coast Guard?
No.
For the Korean War veterans?
Korean War veterans.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we couldn't go. We ordered the shirts, and we were supposed to go in May, and they shut everything down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we ended up with the shirts, but we didn't go. And as you know, I'm the president of the Maui Korean Club. And I find it's very sad that the way we're losing veterans. Like I mentioned earlier, just the last 2 weeks, 2 veterans passed away. This year, I think we got about 5 already.
That's why we are doing this, to preserve your memory and make it into curricular resources for the teachers and students so that we don't lose your memory, okay?
You know, we got some veterans that really went through hell and high water.
Yep.
What I mean, they froze. You know, you're going to see, like my friend Warren up the hill, you're going to see him next. But, you know, Warren is a decorated Purple Heart. We got veterans with Purple Hearts, and, you know, they've been there, they've done it. And they're still going.
Yep. Great. What is the name of this mountain here?
Haleakala.
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 Haleakala. You say it fast.
Haleakala.
Haleakala.
Oh, what does that mean?
House of the Sun.
House of the Sun.
Haleakala.
Haleakala.
House. Hale is house of the sun.
It's a beautiful. How long you been living here?
Since the 60s.
1960s?
Yeah.
Oh.
And this property belonged to my wife's family.
I see.
And, you know, it's funny. You know, the early immigrants that came here, the Portuguese wanted this Kula area because it was similar to where they came from.
I see.
And this land is very fertile. Very fertile. Because of the volcanic
Yes.
ash and powder. The dirt is like powder.
Yeah. Very good.
But you can raise anything.
Uh-huh.
And what they did was they spent their money buying land.
President Fevella, thank you for meeting with me in this early morning in this beautiful House of Sun. And I am very, very impressed about what you think of Korea. And I could tell that you are so proud of to be a Korean War veteran. And I want to thank you on behalf of Korean nation for your honorable service. And we will make sure that making this interview into curricular resources so that people know about your service, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Beautiful.